to make a deal with him and give him the money that he should have got, considering that Redskins organization had been putrid and hadn't done anything until those couple of nice years that he had.
You need to stop it with this Kirk Cousins comparison.
Why?
Because it was so clear.
Kirk Cousins had big numbers.
It was so clear that Washington did not believe in Kirk Cousins. And it was clear to everybody else, too. Because he didn't win big games.
Yes.
Whether they were against
Dak didn't win big games last year.
Let me finish. Whether they were against good teams or whether they were just on Monday night or Sunday night football or something. He didn't win those big games. Dak has won big games. Dak has been to the playoffs 2 out of 4 years with the Cowboys. With Tony Romo, the great Tony Romo, they made the playoffs 1 time in the 6 years before he got there. So Dak has won. He beaten Russell Wilson in the playoffs. Dak has won more games.
In the playoffs last year?
Dak has won more games than any quarterback not named Tom Brady or Russell Wilson since he entered the league. The reason Dallas is hesitant, I get it. He's not a top 5 quarterback, and they don't want to make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. That doesn't mean they don't like him. They know he's their franchise guy. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking about 6 years. I'm with Greg, though. I wouldn't do 6 years if I'm Dak unless I'm going to get a higher annual salary and unless I'm going to get a bigger guaranteed salary in my signing bonus. So if I'm Dak, then now we're talking about $40 million. If you want 6 years, it better average $40 million a year because I know the cap is going up.
This is what makes it complicated, the Amari Cooper aspect, right? Amari Cooper, they give up a first-round pick to the Raiders for Amari Cooper. And now he says, well, I got to get paid. So if you franchise tag Dak, you got to make Amari a top 5 paid receiver. Greg Jennings, I know you're a receiver. I don't want to pay Amari Cooper that. So I would tag him, and I would actually pay Dak Prescott. I don't think I would go 6 years, but Rob Parker, I know you're not in on that.
Dallas, you wouldn't go 6?
I would not.
Because if you go 6, if you're Dallas, like Greg said,
I think
eventually that contract's not going to be that much.
If I say to Dak, hey, man, we'll give you 37 for the next 3, and then I tag Amari Cooper, I bring the band back. Guys, you know I do a lot of gambling stuff for FS1. The Cowboys right now are 12-1 to win the Super Bowl. 4th best odds in the league, tied with the Patriots and Saints. A lot of people believe in Dak. I know you don't.
No, a
lot of gamblers in Vegas is saying Dallas is a threat with Dak Cooper.
They picked them to go to the Super Bowl this past year, and they didn't even make the playoffs. And against teams over 500 or 500 or better, Dak was 2-7. He went to Philadelphia and didn't even throw a touchdown against a beat-up Eagles team with the division on the line. All I'm saying is there are question marks. You could talk about all those wins. They should have won the division last year. They have by far more talent to be able. The Giants were bad. Eagles were beat up. They couldn't even win the division. That is a reason to pause when Dak isn't good against some of the better teams. He piled up numbers against some of the worst teams in the league. We saw the first 3 games of the year. The Dolphins were awful. The Giants were awful. The Redskins were awful. He did great against those teams. Where was the great play when it mattered? It wasn't there last year.
I would agree with all of that if their coaching were better.
Yes.
But because their coaching was in question going into this season, going into before last season, and for the last 3 years, their coaching has been in question, I can't give you that.
So the 2 divisions they won with the same coach, you're saying now that didn't matter.
Listen.
No, you're saying that.
What they did, what I do see and what I did see was a Dak Prescott get better when they put talent around him. And that talent was Amari Cooper. So, yes, I would tag Amari Cooper. Yes. Because as a receiver, you can find those guys, regardless of how I feel about it. You can find a lot more receivers than you can quarterbacks. And you feel like you have your quarterback. You can't just let him walk out the door. You have to lock him up and then make sure that I at least have something there for him. And that something is Amari Cooper because we've seen Dak Prescott and his level of success go skyrocket when Amari Cooper is in that lineup consistently.
I know you don't like it, Rob. But for the body of work, all 16 games, Dak Prescott statistically was a top 5 quarterback in the league. And you can't just say he beat up bad teams because the full schedule, included the Patriots, the Eagles. They played a tough schedule.
They didn't make the playoffs.
But wait a minute. Fault, Rob. Are you really pinning it all on Dak Prescott?
I'm just saying, you're throwing out all those stats. If he was that good, how did they not make the playoffs if your quarterback played that well?
Listen, Matt Stafford is a good quarterback.
I'm asking
Ben Roethlisberger, so many good quarterbacks. You have to have a team in football. This isn't the NBA where where one or two guys can get you.
When you go to Philadelphia and your quarterback doesn't throw a touchdown in the biggest game of the year, you're going to tell me that?
Well, listen,
what was
Amari
that?
Cooper,
that was the defense?
Amari
was that the
Cooper's
defense?
throwing him out
Was that the
himself
defense?
out of the fourth
That was
quarter.
the defense. That's why they lost that
Did you
game.
blame Carson Wentz when Philadelphia had a losing record 2 years ago with him, and then Nick Foles turns him around? Did you blame Carson Wentz?
What do you mean? Did I blame him? I don't. What do you mean?
Just like you're blaming Dak Prescott.
I'm just
for
telling you.
Dallas's
I'm giving you the
losses.
number.
Did you
2 and
blame?
7 against
are you
teams
going to answer
500
my
or
question?
better. I don't know.
Or just
I don't know what you mean.
Did you blame Carson Wentz for Philadelphia's problems when they were losing?
Did I don't remember what the whole season was. The defense. I can't give you that.
They were losing when Carson Wentz was there, on pace not to make the playoffs, and Nick Foles steps in and leads them to the playoffs. Did you blame Carson Wentz when they lost?
Probably.
Yes.
I don't remember. I'm telling you, I'm being honest. I don't remember sitting there having a conversation.
You did.
That is Carson
I'm on the
Wentz's
radio
thing.
with you every day.
No, I don't
You did
remember
not
that.
blame Carson
I don't
Wentz.
remember that.
That's why I say I want consistency.
So listen, the defense was not very good. Every game the Cowboys scored 31 points or more, they won. When Dak and the offense, 31 points.
Most teams in the NFL, you score
Right.
31
The
points.
defense did not always show up, Rob. The defense didn't show up last year. That's a fact.
But
Look at it.
To Jason's point, you're not scoring 30 or more points without a quarterback
good
that
quarterback.
can get it done.
Yeah, but who are you scoring the 30 points against?
I don't want to hear
yes,
that.
It does matter, Greg.
No, this goes back to the Warriors didn't have KD. Kawhi beat a banged up it goes back to who's on the field. I'm not concerned with who I have to play. I'm concerned with how I play. Who I play.
Did Dak play well against Philadelphia with the division on the line?
He did his part.
Okay.
He did his part. They had a chance to win that game.
No touchdowns. He did his part.
That's fine.
0.
That's fine. I get it. You want him to light up the scoreboard because he didn't do that all year.
He didn't do it against good teams. He did it. Go look at the breakdown. Yes. You can put up numbers. I told you when the Patriots were 8-0 last year, it was the worst 8-0 team I'd ever seen. They didn't beat anybody, and they struggled when they played better teams. That Tom Brady, that 12-4, it was fraudulent. That wasn't
They beat
real.
Buffalo twice.
It wasn't real.
Buffalo made the playoffs.
Okay, Buffalo wasn't.
They made the playoffs.
People were saying that the Packers were fraudulent. Where were they?
What do you mean?
People were saying they were fraudulent with the way they played. They ended up in the NFC
How many
Championship
touchdowns
game.
did Aaron Rodgers throw against the 49ers?
I don't have that. I don't know what the
I'll
numbers.
tell
I
you,
don't have
0.
Okay.
Since you like this simple.
Did he have none?
0.
Did he have
in the
none
first
for the
half,
game?
when it was
Did
a
he
game,
have none in the game?
Yeah, he stat padded.
The division was on the line in Philadelphia against a beat-up team, and Dak couldn't even lead them to a win in that game.
The thing I can't believe here, he will not even mention Jason Garrett's name. It's like he's irrelevant to all this.
Jason Garrett won 2 of the last 3
What did he
divisions.
do last year?
I'm
What did
just
Jason Garrett
asking.
in every big game last year?
Was
Jason
Dak
Garrett
Prescott
was
there?
boneheaded
What?
calls.
Was Dak Prescott
Yeah,
there?
but Jason Garrett was there too. You can't use it
He
and say
gives
that he
Jason
wouldn't do
Garrett
anything.
credit and not Dak, and now he blames Dak and
No,
not
I'm just
Jason.
saying you can't have it both ways. That's all I'm saying.
All right, some people in the NBA really believe the Lakers have 0 chance to get past the Clippers in the playoffs. Are you buying it? That's next.